No, 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 just leave me alone. Go away, Phantom. You're not real. You're not real. Get away. You can talk? The Phantoms never talk. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Clearly, I mistook you for one of the Phantoms of my imagination, which Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board. I've come a long way for... I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they... Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also... There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options... Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to act...
Any luck finding? No kidding. The geothermal plant? Now that I appreciate. One data pad's enough to guide me down my newfound path. Sure. Nope. That's just ironical. If I'd 2 whole data. Sure. No. Look at that. Building a computing. That's a complete set. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati. I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. I've been thinking about going. I get sick. You know something? I think you're right. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a... It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100... Adelaide hates Edgewater. Everything Edgewater... We're the nearest she's got to kin. We go back... Are you sure about this? If we head back to Edgewater on our own, Adelaide won't come with us. I expect we got no choice. Edgewater needs us back, and loath as I am to admit it, we need Edgewater. You okay with this?
My fears.
Just give us some time to gather our personals and...
This is a fine day, friend. Power float. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So... That's good enough for me. Adelaide and I have a history. We are in your debt. I am authorizing you for a discount on all Pacer's choice. This whole fiasco is not one I am keen on repeating. With more hands at the cannery, I expect productivity will rise. I expect we'll grow. And I expect I can ask I do. Great arrow, wasn't it? Protecting a camp from marauders is no small task. Thomas Kemp? I remember him.
He tries real hard, Mr. Thompson. This is something...
I will give him a chance to impress me. His way around a toolbox.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just... Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but... I worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built... I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But... Can I come with you? And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back... Yes! Captain. I can call...
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room. What? Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your room. That's what... I grew up in a pit of a town. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was... They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one... I envied that. They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect, everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the answers to these questions. It can be, if abused, but that can be said about anything. I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. I've been called that more. What about you? That's not... And how did he do? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. That seems a dangerous proposition. Oh. But... He's...
Captain, what can I do for you, Do you know how to... Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will... Our engine room is located behind you. What can I do for you? All systems are operating. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low altitude. We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells. Based on my initial calculations of Dr. Wells's personality, that seems highly unlikely.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty and captain of your own ship. I see you putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any... What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. Has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the boardsman. You to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me. Help out. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. Excellent. I'll send her a wire. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. And remember, don't... The board's only interested...
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart... Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Can we talk?
Smells like grease and unwashed bodies.
That's not the point. This halfway just knocked out one of my...
You got a minute?
Customs and inspection, right this way. Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will...
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The cap...
Now, hold on, this isn't... You'll get up with Udom Bedford. His office is located along the star... Access to that information is above my pay grade, and down 3... I shouldn't be meant... If I had to take a... You take... Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset... Is there any... Yeah, no. What can I say? All their interstellar freighters come through us. Folks around here... Sounds like they got us. We push them to...
The board is necessary.
It's a tough... Sure thing. Be seeing you.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regular advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Can you
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
Bless my heart. A strange... You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made with a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dancer back. Real light in the wallet, too. He still owes me a... Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as I earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Edna, over in engineering. She sent me a recording. Curious thing is, it came from... Can't say I know...
Sounds like some...
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain.
Those corps are clever and all get out. You're here for intrigue and a nose for bits. If you should find a secret worth selling, the more we... Don't forget... Gracious. I've got a...
Are you listening to me, Emperor?
Go back to Byzantium, you...
I'm just gonna hang in the back and...
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable. Has something happened? What? Indeed. Oh, and there we are. I've removed the lock on your ship in a show of my gratitude. An apprehension of this caliber will be tremendous for my career. I'll send you straight away. Just a teensy one, the teensiest. The thing is, I needed money. I might have pawned my official board seal to Gladys, the black market
Stray too much from the, straight and narrow?
To give away something so important to you...
I'll thank you not to question my motives, young miss. It's only temporary, of course. I'd never leave something so important in the hands of someone of such dubious moral character. So you'll need to get my seal back from her if you want. Oh,
Architect have mercy.
You can't say anything worse to me than what I've already said to myself. Now. That's the long... You probably don't even know where Wells is. None of my... Law, what am I going to do now? The board... Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional. Be my... I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eye. I have few... Oh, good law. No. Best to be... Law, but it's miserable. Chief Tennyson is supposedly deplorable conduct. Oh, you've noted... Wonderful. Aren't their guns very large? Tremendously impressive. They're here to keep the people... Precisely. Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status, and so resents any board... When the alternative is board guards at their gates, yes. A luxury stateroom. Oh, good law, of course not. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be...
It's almost time for today's episode of... Depends. Something as hard to come by as an official board seal doesn't fall into a girl's lap. You got a good heart. Frankly, I'm tired of Udom's whining. Don't kill me. How's a woman supposed to read her new missives when her in... So... Yes, dear. You could always try your hand at landing in Cascade. Landing pad on Monarch. You don't... But it's also kilometers away from Stellar Bay. Pick your poison. Might be... Take that. Shouldn't be too... Any...
Welcome back, Captain. How... Yes, Captain.
There's viscera and death everywhere. Gunfire, gnashing teeth. The unemployed. What?
Captain, we are now capable. Also, corporate protocol requires that all distress signals include a key personnel for retrieval. The embedded names are Anton Crane, Vaughn Cortez, and Orson Shaw. Lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. I prefer to think of it as the organics say, I wouldn't dream of it. I cannot yet simulate. I require a captain to pilot the... As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design. If you mean, how can I be? What part of the colony would you like? Ah, yes. There's a the out even. Of course, what part of the? We're clear. If we're going there, please be. The great freighters often deliver many. If we're going, the Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office. If we're going, I. You are. I'll be here. We're now in orbit above Roseway, Captain.
can we talk?
Don't they have anybody to greet arrivals? For paperwork or ticketing or what all? Captain, something bit them. Something with more teeth than is strictly necessary.
Please, clear the roadway. Obstruction of commerce is punishable by a fine of no less than 10,000 bits.
They left their own outside, right? Was it that bad?
If you've come to end my life, let's be honest. Yes. I must apologize if my call diverted you. I'm not at liberty to discuss the nature of the work I'm doing here. So my research may not... I cut the call immediately once I...
And take great joy in doing so, I might add.
I suppose it can't hurt if I don't get that research back. We were tasked with formulating a new and improved dental. One cannot exaggerate the benefits of good dental hygiene. While doing research on enzymes, oh, I'm certain. Let's focus for... Not... Hours ago, a group of vicious malcontents fell upon us, shot up our labs and loosed our research subjects, the Raptidons. If those cretins get their hands on my research, well, they'll need not kill me. Yes. The lab's entrance is in the side of a hill. You can't miss it if you just follow the road. You'll pass by the town's original... by the Grand Architect. Jameson. He's in the old lab. That would surely lighten the weight on my conscience, as I am held to account for the well-being of every scientist here. Too many have been lost. Too many black marks against my name, as it were. And far too much paperwork.
Could I have a word with you, Captain?
You've returned. You've returned. What news? Please tell me you've recovered my research. Without my work to focus on, I find myself tending towards darker paths of inquiry. How?
Hey, take your time.
You